Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Hello, Mr. Brandon.
Hello, how are you doing today, Kathy?
I am all right. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We did get your we did get your donations, guys. Just want to let you know. So before we say too much here, I just want to let you guys know. First of all, you guys know how much we truly adore your support and you guys coming and watching the show and all that stuff. So I just have to say though, tonight we are going to make it a shorter show. And the reason for that is you'll probably hear throughout the show my voice cracking and maybe, who knows, disappearing. Hopefully not. But we were surrounded by, I think they're still on. They're definitely still on the forest fires. So both of our provinces, like on each side of us, are surrounded by smoke fires. And I have been talking a lot, the last week or so, just with the videos that we put out and everything else. So my throat's on fire. And I don't, with all the shows and everything I'm doing, we're just going to try to keep it, as short as possible. It's so good to see you too, Cathryn. Thank you for joining. Hi, Will. Hi, Chandra. Hi, Miguel. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Naomi.
Here.
Yeah, it's good to see everybody. Thank you. So how was your week, Brandon? How is everything?
It was pretty good, honestly. I'm kind of going through learning a lot right now with all my other work, but I have been more available for readings as well. So I'm kind of balancing a few different things, which I don't know. I really enjoy. It's like I've got 3 Mercury, Jupiter, Venus. Yeah, all 3 of those in Gemini. So that multi-sensory, multi-sourced stimulation, it's so great for my brain. It kind of gives me like a supercharged energy. That's why I think, as you can see, I can balance giving readings, talking with you, talking in the chat, doing all the moderating stuff too. And I just, I like that kind of stuff. So it's been pretty good. I've been staying
Keeps
busy.
you going. Keeps your mind young.
Yeah, exactly. There was something that I had felt the other day. I don't remember if I've shared it with you already privately, but it was like this really interesting feeling of like a nostalgia. And I was really being brought back to like almost like in the 90s kind of decade where there was just this kind of simplistic vibe. And it was before, we all had computers in our pockets and our homes, there was a simplicity to it. And I just remember this feeling of like communicating with, our peers, and how when you found something out, it's because you were in person usually, right? And you connected, you ran into each other down the street or wherever. And just that vibe hit me the other day. And it was like spirit kind of reminding me to remember that. And I was like, that's interesting. Why should I have to remember? And then, not to freak anybody out, but I was talking with one of my clients in Australia, and she was talking about her pet and how it's been so clingy lately. And I'm like, that's really weird. My roommate's cat has been the same way too. And so I wonder if any of y'all are listening, if you have pets. I want to hear if you've noticed any of them become very, very clingy lately, especially if you are an empath or you are sensitive to energy in that way. I'm very curious to feel because, as you know, animals kind of have those instincts before anything happens, right?
Right.
They react. Like if there's like an earthquake or something, they're freaking out, they're panicking, they're looking for shelter because they can feel that, sense that vibration. So I don't know, it was just really, really interesting visions kind of all happening at once. I'm still trying to piece them all together. So it's been, again, multi sources of information here, but it's been very, very stimulating. What about you? What's going on with you?
You know what? I just want to say hi to a friend who just popped on. Beatrice,
Hello.
It's so good to see you too. We used to work together actually, and I miss and love you too. It's so good to see you. Thanks for joining the show. What has been going on with, well, you know what? I found that the theme for this week, you can hear my voice already starting to crack. The theme for this week, it's interesting, is as I was doing the weekly readings on the channel, which, you know, as you guys know, I think I have the earth signs and the water signs are up right now. Air is going to be up later, and fire, you know, tomorrow, the fire signs. But the main theme that I've noticed this week is not to sell out. No selling out. Don't give away your you know, the things that you hold dear. Like, don't sell out to, you know, those that aren't giving you back in some way. Now, this doesn't mean, you know, being in that place of, you know, greed or anything like that. That has nothing to do with it. But it's, you know, within relationships, within possibly, you know, work, like taking a good look at maybe your work or career situations. Like, if you're giving more than what you're receiving, like if you're not receiving the fair wage, maybe it's time to start looking. Maybe perhaps if, you know, if employees, let's say you own a business and, you know, employees aren't giving what they're supposed to be giving, you know, for the fair wage that you're giving them, maybe it's time to look somewhere else. Same with relationships. So there's a lot of, that seems to be the real general theme this week. And it was interesting because I always use the tarot when I do the readings, the weekly readings, and the same cards. So then I thought, okay, well, you know, I'm going to cleanse these cards. I'm going to, you know, and, you know, for each one, a lot of the same, you know, general theme kept coming up. So I do feel that maybe perhaps because, you know, it's the moon is going into the cusp of Aquarius and Capricorn. And both signs are very much that, that element of we don't take any shit.
That's
right.
That's very true. Yeah.
And, you know, they're pretty, like, very straight up, very poof, okay, this is how it is, boom, you know, kind of energy. And I thought, I wonder if that has something to do with it, simply because they can both be very, you know, bold in sometimes they're speaking or they're whatever it is, like very straight up in their wording, right? And I thought, oh, that's very interesting. So maybe that's where the you know, the energy is because of this moon that's coming through. Is it full moon or new moon? I believe it's the full moon. Full moon
getting to a full moon. Yep.
Full moon. I think it's tonight or tomorrow or something like that.
Already, I feel like we just had one.
I know.
Where did that time just go? Oh my goodness.
So I found that. So you guys take that as it resonates with you. I mean, if that's a message that, you know, you need to, you know, take a look into yourself about and, you know, figure out where it is that maybe you're settling in some part of your life. And if you're not and you're good, hey, awesome. Good for you. You know, more applause to you. But if that message resonates, you know, I feel like just take it as it's being given, because it has been sort of the theme for this week is what I have found. So, and even just in my personal readings, like when I've, you know, had clients, it just seems to be the theme, like stop settling. So very interesting energy. So before we get into and Kay, yes, if you wish, yes, absolutely, you can just make sure that you post both of them, you know, separately or whatever, or, you know, if we need to put them together, it's up to you. All right, so before we get into the readings, just so that everybody knows how it works, we do take donations first, and then what we do is we do go through the lottery, okay, and if you want to be in the lottery, we just ask that you post your question, your name, your zodiac sign. If anybody is a part of, you know, your question, make sure that we have their name and their at least zodiac sign as well. Also, be very clear with your questions too. That will probably help, because the more general that you are, that can, you know, we end up asking, you know, and we'll be like, hey, you know, and then we're waiting and there might be a time delay and all of that. Also, so when we do the lottery, it is going to be random numbered, lottery when we get to the lottery questions. And also, just so you guys know that we do not do health. We don't do legal matters. We don't, if you're not a part of a, we can look into your energy in regards to a third party situation, but we won't go spying on people. That's not our jobs. We're not here to be your, security cameras and spying on somebody's bedroom. Sorry, but it doesn't work that way. So the best way I could think about putting it, right, is that's not what we're here for. So, if you're a part of, if you want to see where you're relating in regards to, some sort of situation, we can look at your energy with that person. All right. Am I missing anything, Brandon?
Yeah, make sure you're subscribed. You can't get a reading without being subscribed.
You can't. You must be subscribed. Yeah. So make sure. And also, hey, you Facebook people, if you want a reading, go over to oracleintuitions.com on YouTube so that we can, and click subscribe so that, and I think you do have to be a subscriber for 5 minutes before your question comes through. And one of the reasons that we did that is, simply because we were getting a lot of trolls coming on, and second of all, we obviously are wanting to boost up the subscribers. One of the things that I do ask you guys, though, please, even if we can't get to you today, please don't be a subscriber and unsubscriber, because that does screw with the Facebook algorithm. And the more that the subscribers that we have on the channel, the more that we can do this show, because then we're not just relying upon, donations and all of that stuff. It allows us to get to a place of being monetized, which brings in all of these extra perks, not only for us, but most definitely for you, the watchers. So, if you subscribe, please don't unsubscribe. Okay. Even if you're not a subscriber, you can still watch the show. You just can't post on the chat. All right. So let's get into it. And I believe that our first one came with Naomi and Miguel. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And what was Naomi looking for, I believe?
So Naomi is looking for a general reading if my guides have anything to tell me.
Okay. Okay. So I'm Naomi, I do feel that there is it's like you're charged, okay, like charged up, but I do feel a sense of being tired in there too. It almost feels as though it's like that energy of a bit of anxiety, which has charged you, or this kind of sense of excitement in some way that has charged you. But I do feel an emotional drain from you too. I kind of actually feel like I want to ask you if you were able to do the things that we had suggested a couple weeks ago or last week. I can't remember. I don't think it was last week. I think it was the week before. In regards to, some of the things to do with the property. I believe that I did see that you had planted a tree. So good for you, because I did feel that was absolutely necessary on that property. But what I'm also getting here is I still feel some external stuff going on around your energy. And it feels, I've been staying with my mom until we close land on, and then we have to apply for the home. So it feels like there's still some external stuff that is going around. Good for you. And you did do the stone ritual between Miguel, and you did it help. Excellent. And she cleansed the home. All right. What I'm getting here, I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep kind of going back and forth. I am getting some external anxiety. Okay. But I do feel that this is, it's almost like a temporary cleansing. Okay. It does feel like there's some sort of cleansing effect that's happening here, not only for you, but I feel the energy. So Naomi, what I keep getting for you is I really want you to allow it to come up, but try not to place focus on this energy. All right. I hope that makes sense. And I think you know what I mean. It's allowing it to surface, but also at the same time allowing it to dissipate. I don't feel that you should be stuck in the energy. It feels like this energy needs to come out. It needs to circulate. It needs to, be free, because you've been holding it down. It feels like you have a lot of things that you want to say. Feeling excited, a little down because I'm not in my own home, wishing we had our space already. Yeah, like I do feel like, even if you can't say what you have to say to others, I feel like this is the time, if you need to journal it, burn it, that sort of thing, maybe even possibly get a hematite crystal, put that negative energy or whatever it is that you have to say into that. And again, plant it somewhere, maybe not on your property though, like plant it on the side of the road, or something like that. Don't put it on your property. Because hematite is really good at absorbing negative energy, but it just feels like that anxiety, because it feels like there's a cleansing thing that is happening with you here. And once you do get into the home, the first couple of weeks, I'm going to be honest with you, the first couple of weeks are going to be a little bit like that is what I keep hearing. Just simply because you're going to be feeling better about being in your home, but there's a lot of, maybe setting up, there's things that you have to do, all of, that typical moving kind of crap. But remember to release. And it just feels like release. Yeah. So she says, good idea. Cause today I wanted to explode. I vented to Miguel a little, but it didn't fully help. And it truly does. Like, it just feels like there's that anxiety that's kind of coming through, and it's like, it has to be spoken or it has to be released. Don't push it down, but, just find other external outlets to put it into. That's what I keep feeling. So Brandon, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, it's so interesting that you're picking up on all that, because when I asked Spirit, about just what's going on here with Naomi, her energy, and kind of tapping into it, immediately what they're showing me is a transformation is taking place. They are showing me this transformation happening on a heightened level. They keep showing me the higher self. And so I do feel it is about the relationship with the higher self and the energies it's kind of pulling in. They're showing me this beautiful vision, as if, that the old story about I think it was Ben Franklin, when he found electricity, when he was having a kite up in the air and lightning shocked it. It's just your higher self, Naomi, is acting like that kite, with that metal key up there, and it's pulling in all sorts of energy and channeling into you. So I'm almost betting that this is what a lot of this anxiety has to do with, because you are going through an important transformation right now. Specifically, I do feel like this does require lots of work for you, so you very well might be drained. So make sure you heed Kathy's advice here about, not getting into drains, making sure you've got the protections, and making sure you're very clear and direct on what you're working with, what you're trying to communicate, etc. The other thing I keep feeling, the last thing here, is this revisiting of childhood memories. And what I keep being shown is that the adult you is going to be visiting with your inner child and teaching her the strengths that she needs at this time. What I'm shown is that there was a moment back in your past that did cause some kind of trigger. And Spirit just keeps showing me, they're like flashing, like, this is what's coming up. This is what she's working on at this time. Like, she's going to heal this other part of herself. So it looks like there's lots of very high frequency energy transitions happening right now. So be patient with yourself, give yourself time and patience, because these are never easy moments. They kind of tear us apart if we're not really allowing it to happen, if we're trying to block it. But I don't see you as being a person who tries to block out this stuff. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. I was worried I was losing my gifts into, oh yeah, see, don't worry. Whenever we go through these like transformations, it does make it a little bit harder to connect with other people or other things, because we're so internalized that we have to like channel all of that energy for ourselves. So just remember that, it's an internal process. What'll be more hyped is like your own inner imagination, and creativity can come from that, artistic moments, etc. If you have any kind of artistic hobby that you like to do, I would very much recommend getting into that right now as a good release, but also a revelatory practice as well. It might reveal some really important things to you, but look out for those mending and healing of that internal relationship at this time. That'll be your next step here, Naomi.
I actually really love that. I was just reading what she was saying too. I was worried about losing my gifts and intuition. I don't feel. Oh, good. I like that she confirmed. Well, Brandon, I just told Miguel about when I was younger as to who I am now, and feel like I'm awakening, like I'm seeing things more. So that's excellent confirmation. Good validation. I don't feel you're losing anything. I just feel that all of the external things that are going on at the moment is just kind of keeping you in this place of it's hard to sometimes open up to our gifts or allow all those things to come in, especially when we're under a lot of pressure and, things like that. So when you move and you have your space, because I feel like you're going to have like some sort of spiritual space for yourself, you will see that difference. So, you're not losing anything whatsoever. You haven't lost anything. That will all start coming back in. Just be patient, as Brandon had said. I do feel a lot of patience too. So, yeah, I just, JD, or GD, I saw your question here. One of the things that we should add is, so we don't really do, like, I can't tell you about your work. Can you make that question clearer, please? We never decide on anybody's job or anything like that. If you have a choice between jobs or something like that, but just to do a full life read, that's way more than we have the time for on the channel. So just want to let you know. So if you can narrow that down, that would be great. Miguel is next. I think Miguel wanted a general reading as well. And sorry, I'm just trying to organize things. All right. Okay, Miguel. Naomi, don't hate me for this, okay? Because and don't laugh, because I you know how much I adore you. Miguel, you're taking on a lot. You have a lot on your plate, it feels like. And it feels like, not only, trying to keep things in a smoother place, and, that Naomi's been going through some stress, and don't tell me not to laugh. That Naomi's been going through some stress. That there's some family issues, all of that. Stop taking on so much. If you have to go put Naomi in the corner. Okay, I love you, girl. But just be there is the main general message, because I do feel a lot of protective energy around you, that's happening at this moment. It feels like, your energy, your aura is really surrounding Naomi. It's really surrounding the family. You're trying, it's almost like you're playing, what is it? Defense, like, in football. So you're defense here, defense there, defense here, defense there. And I feel like you don't want to, here's the thing. I mean, you are a fantastic provider. You're such a good man. You have such an amazing heart. You're just, beautiful human being. And both of you together just create that extra, gorgeous energy of that couple energy. But you also don't want to get yourself into a place where you're taking on too much. So if you feel like you're overwhelmed, just be very honest and open, to Naomi, and say, look, I let's go meditate. or do something along that line, because I do feel there's a very strong energy that's happening within that's going on around you, and it's going to propel you forward is what I keep getting. But it's also, have you been having stomach trouble? Because I feel like as I'm tapping into your energy, my stomach is starting to rumble and kind of, no, of course you don't mean to stress him, Amy. We know that. I feel like, part of this is just Miguel, also taking it on because he is so protective and loving of you. But Miguel, have you been having some stomach trouble? Because I literally feel like my stomach is kind of tightening and it's rumbling, and it's sort of in that place of a little bit of pain. And I know it's not my pain. Does that make sense? So if you can confirm that, because I do feel that could have something to do with your energy, try to, just eat better. Try to, he's been rumbling a little bit more. So, try to allow the energy to disperse. Just sort of be in that place of being there, being the protective, amazing man that you are, but at the same time, try to release some of that energy. Okay. And, you don't have to take everything on. Okay. I hope that's helped. That's the message that I have for you at the moment. So,
while everybody's here and listening, if you are new here, welcome. We love seeing you. Welcome in. As you can talk and chat with some of our veterans here in the chats, we hold a really good space here. But in order to help us out, please, if you're asking for a reading, especially if you have donated, please type your first name, your zodiac sign, along with your question in the chat. I have to keep messaging everybody to do all that information, so I just kind of want to knock it all out and talk to you all about it here, so I don't have to type to each and every one of you. So please put that information with your question in the chat. First name, zodiac sign or date of birth, and your question. Thank you. That'll help us go much quicker. We can get to more of you.
Yeah. And JD, if you could just give us a general read of guidance towards which direction. Again, it's sometimes when we're doing a lot of readings like this, I want to be able to give you the best answer possible that's coming through, but we can't always pick where spirit's going on this. So I'm just saying.
You did say just general reading.
Yeah.
As in the new message here. Okay. So Miguel, the one thing that I keep feeling in your energy that spirit keeps tapping you, patting you on the back on. They say, yes, diving into the emotions, emotional transformation. So I'm not sure if you did have that release, that we had talked about for several shows, but they are showing me that there is your own transformation taking place too, but it is at an emotional space, an emotional level. They're showing me quite a zealous attitude that you've really had about this. So I definitely commend you. Spirit has given you all the pats on the backs here. It is looking like it's happening for some kind of reason. It's as if they're kind of alerting me to this trigger that's happening where you might have to be extremely not manipulative, but very selective with your words, because you might stumble upon some kind of information about somebody. It feels like a client or somebody in that capacity, like a colleague, coworker in that way, where you might have information that cannot be put out there and not be dispelled. And they're putting this in you because they trust you, and they're leaving it with you because they trust you. So Spirit keeps showing me discernment is going to be your really big focus here in the next couple weeks. So I think it's honestly great that if you have, in confirming here, your own emotional internal work, if you've cleared that out, since your energy really feels like it's in that space, it's good. So that way, whatever gets dumped on you, by somebody else, you don't have to harbor their emotion. You don't have to take that on personally. So you just feel in actually a pretty decent space. Like Kathy said, you've got all that energy to take care of everybody else around you, but just know that other people are going to be relying on you with some pretty deep stuff So that's why you've kind of had to do that emotional work to really be prepared to hold that space for them.
And hugs and kisses to you too, Naomi. Thank you so much, you guys. It's always such a pleasure to read for you both. And, you know, thank you for all of your love and support. It means the world to us. Thank you so much. I hope those have helped. Who is next? Is it Mini-Me or Kay?
Kay is up next, and then it will be Minnie.
Okay.
All right, so Kay has 2 questions here, which I believe she donated for both. Kay is Virgo. What did Sarah think and feel towards me today? And what will my future wife's first impression of me be when she first meets me or sees me? Was told by many readers that she's manifesting it soon.
Okay. Did something happen with Sarah today? Like, was there? It's weird. I'm not getting a bad energy here. I'm not really sure where that and what you were meaning with that. To be honest, it almost felt like some sort of I want to say a bit of like excited, almost maybe possibly a sexual energy of some sort. I don't know if something happened. You know, with that, it just feels like I'm feeling 2 elements that are going on here with Sarah. One was that it's almost like I felt this energy of her wanting to pay attention or wanting to step forward in some way or say something to you. Because like I said, it did feel like there was some sort of possible sexual energy, maybe perhaps some sort of like excited energy. But I also felt this energy of her sort of trying to not portray this in some form. Okay. What was she thinking? I'm going to have to come back to that because that's the first energy that's coming through. I want to address your second question in regards to manifesting a future wife. What was that full question again? I'm sorry.
So what will my future wife's first impression be when she first meets me, see me? Was told by other readers that she's manifesting it. So what's her future wife's first impression of her? I'm locked onto a lot of this. If you need me to jump in there, Kathy.
Yeah, can you do that? Because I just need to think on this a little bit. Like I need some more of this energy to come through.
I can feel why, because like when I'm connecting here with Sarah's energy, there is quite this like lofty, lost in the clouds. I feel all this fog
like it's hard to connect.
Sarah. And with Sarah, it's like she's in this whole other realm where she can barely see things in front of her. And so, okay, when I'm looking at Sarah's reaction to you, I do feel her feeling as if she's like, oh my gosh, I just want to get out of these clouds. I just want to be clear. I just want to like change my path. And there's this kind of like longing that I'm feeling within Sarah of like, I really want to change my path. I really want to like go down this road. And so when I even took the liberty of asking another question, Kay, because I wanted to get some clarification. I knew you would need to hear this or think this, but I'm asking about her intentions and her wants with you. And I keep being shown that she just wants to bridge the gap, whatever that means. I'm not sure if you've gone through some kind of gap, gone through some kind of distance lately, but I just keep hearing that over and over. I want to bridge the gap. I want to unlock the potential. It has a little bit of a dramaticism to it. You know, you can almost hear it in my voice because I'm repeating it as I hear it. And it does make me feel that this is coming from an emotional reaction. So again, not fully sure what exactly happened between the two of you, if anything at all was ignited, but there is quite a clear longing that I'm feeling from Sarah at this time. It does feel like that desire to kind of pull towards you. As per your second question, real quick, Kathy, I'll just jump in there. The first impression that I feel your future wife has of you is, I'm never going to date that. We'll never be together. Because Spirit shows me that there's a total resistance to the bond. It's like there's this repulse, not like you're repulsed by each other, but like, you know, when magnets attract, they also repel. And so there's like this feeling of like, oh my gosh, no way. Like, we can never do this. We can never be like, you're resistant to the connection and the relationship. It's pretty interesting because once it's almost like, again, that magnetic attraction is present, but it's like your poles maybe switched or flipped at first. Maybe based on, you know, where you personally are at that time in your life and what's happening. But yeah, they show me initially, you're not gonna really know or feel that that's the person. So I know that doesn't make it any easier for you, but it does seem to be the process. I am resistant, or she is. You both are.
Than you are.
You both will be. It's very clear. You both are gonna be like, no. But that's the thing, is like you both will be on the exact same page the entire time. That's what's really, to me, all this Gemini stuff, I'm not laughing at you or anything like that. It's just comical to me because it's just so ironic, right? Like, oh, obviously, you know, we're on the same page, which is we're totally not being around one another. But yet, once you kind of uncover the deeper feelings within yourselves and with each other, you'll notice and be like, oh, shoot. We have a lot in common. And there's like so many things, we balance each other out. So I don't want to say too much because one, they're not showing me too much, but two, I don't want to ruin it. It's all part of this very delectable discovery that you both will be kind of tasting and feeling out with each other. So enjoy the process. That's really part of it.
I feel like I need to answer Kay's last question here, is where she's saying, will she know I'm the one when she meets me? And I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like the answer is very similar to what Brandon had just said. There's going to be some sort of resistance that's going on here. I feel like at first, no. And the reason for this is that this relationship needs to take a slow process, is what I feel is going to be really important. So if you guys were instantly attracted or chemistry attracted, or, you know, lusting after each other, that sort of thing, it wouldn't allow the relationship to progress to the state that it is supposed to progress, meaning that, you know, long-term commitment, marriage, whatever it is. This feels to me very similar to what Brandon said about that resistance, but I feel that resistance is coming in. It doesn't mean that you guys are in this place of resisting, like not liking each other or anything like that. I feel like this is going to have to be a slow process. It's not going to be like a whirlwind romance, and then, you know, where it sometimes ends up in a place of disappointment, right? Because two people get together really fast, you know, and they think that they know everything about each other, and then boom, you know, something usually happens where there's a disappointment on one end. So the energy that I'm getting here is that there is going to be those conversations. You guys are going to really get to know each other. You're going to spend time together. It's going to be a slower process within this relationship. And that is so that the relationship can develop to the proper place that it is supposed to be, leading to that long-term future. Okay. So when we talk about resistance, it doesn't mean that you don't like each other or anything like that. It's just saying here that it's going to be more getting to know each other on that soul level, rather than it just being a lusting, okay, let's get it, you know, let's get it on, let's do this. And now we're in a relationship. And again, that usually leads to some sort of sense of disappointment. All right. So I just wanted to clarify that. I hope that it's helped. Yeah. And as far as Sarah goes, I just kept feeling like there was this dual energy here. One was that it was like a bit of anxiety towards you, but I did feel this energy of some sort of lust, okay, or some sort of excitement, or that you made her heart race when she saw you, something like that. But it also, for me, it was like this little bit of having to just take a step back because of it. Okay, I think that I think it overwhelmed her a bit. So yeah, I hope that that's helped. And you're so welcome. You're so welcome. I think Mini Me is next.
Yes, Minnie's up next. She asked if we could let her know in the chat that she was up next as well. So
Okay.
I'll do that here.
Well, tell you what, do you guys mind if I'd like, because I have to, would it be okay if we just take a quick 3-minute break here, guys? I know Mini Me, you're here. I just need to like gargle my throat because it is killing me right now. And if that's okay with you guys, if you guys will be patient, we will be right back. Just give us a few minutes to get it together here. Is that all right?
Yeah, let's take 3 minutes. If you are on our list, I have got you. Let me just tell you, everybody, we've got Minnie up next. We got Joe's Mystics, GD,
Oops. Hey guys, we are back. Okay, sorry about that. I really just needed to step away for a minute. So we are on with Mini Me. I didn't mean to cut Brandon off, guys. I hope you guys didn't think I was rude. We have a button here that we click to go for commercials or to start the show or whatever, and I accidentally just went click, and I was like, uh-oh. I cut him off right in the middle of it, so my apologies. Right.
All right, so our Minnie is up next here. Minnie would like to know, recently met this guy, Greg. We were talking. All of a sudden, he stopped responding. I'm wondering what happened and if he's going to contact me again. Minnie is Pisces, and Greg is Virgo.
Okay, for whatever reason, Minnie, I'll tell you what the energy is that I get from him. I do feel he'll be back, but it's going to be on his timeline is what I get. And I feel like for some reason, there's this energy here of, it almost feels like you didn't give him enough attention, which is really weird because maybe you did, or maybe maybe you were, but I just feel I feel a really needy energy from this person. I'm not exactly sure how to explain it, but it just feels like a very needy energy, if that makes any sense to you. I do feel he'll come back, but this might be a few weeks. When was the last time you actually spoke, or when was your conversation? Because it does feel like there's some sort of energy here that he likes a lot of attention, is what I get. He likes things on his own way or his own timeline, like 2 days ago. Yeah, he'll be back. I do feel he'll be back. I don't feel that there's really anything wrong with it or wrong with the relationship, but I do feel you're going to have to put a lot of work into this guy. And I don't know if that's something that you're quite prepared for at this time. Like, I don't know if that's something that not prepared for, but I'm not sure if that's exactly what it is that you truly want from this relationship. I feel like you want something that's going to be a little bit more receptive or more, giving with his energy. And he may feel like your conversations may have had a good flow to them, and they may have had, that energy that things were really moving along. But I keep getting this almost a needy type of energy from him, where if things don't go completely his way, or if energy is, not the way exactly that he wants, something along that line. So he could take a lot of work. I keep getting something about the outside. Does he work outside, Mini-Me? Like, I almost feel like, does he work with nature or outside or something like that? Because I keep getting something about being outdoors, and I'm kind of curious. Maybe that's you. I'm not exactly sure. Right? Like, it could be either one of you, but I keep getting shown nature, like trees. Oh, he plays soccer. Okay. I feel like this guy, it's his own world. I do. I really get that energy from him. He's sort of in his own, there's an energy here with him that's all about him. I really get that. And he might be receptive when he feels like it, or, he's receptive to certain, things or whatever. But I do get this energy here that him going quiet could be a normal thing. He's from Toronto. I'm from Vancouver. I didn't think it was worth it anyway. I met him when he was here, but he didn't respond. Yeah, I do. I kind of just get that energy. It's a kind of like, I don't know if it's going to be worth it, to be honest. Like, you're going to have to put a lot of energy into this guy, is what I keep feeling. Like, it just feels like I don't know. Honestly, I think, to be perfectly honest, Mini-Me, I think you could do better and find somebody that's willing, to be actually a participant rather than just being the receiver of the relationship. That's what I keep getting with him. So
Yeah,
I hope that helps.
I'll have to second that as well. When I look at the energy between you and Greg, Minnie, I definitely feel this like resistance to riding in, and it feels like both parties, the energy is giving me a very clear, like, I'm standing firm right here. A real investment into your own personal convictions. It feels like strong boundaries happening, and honestly, it feels good, especially on your part, because Kathy is absolutely right. This guy definitely is needy. It's like he puts on a different front to everybody else, and then when you get close, all of a sudden all this other stuff pours out. And Kathy really hit that on the head. It is a kind of needy feeling here. Whoa, what just happened?
Oh, I don't know. Did I do something?
You blocked Minnie.
Oh, did I?
You totally removed Minnie.
How do I remove her? How do I unblock her?
I have no idea.
Oh shit.
Well, don't worry, Minnie. I'm still. I think you could
Can
still
she
hear
still see
and
us?
listen. No, all of her messages were taken away.
I didn't mean to block her. I actually meant to block whoever is spamming us. So
Yeah, it's in Facebook. It looks like it's in the Facebook chat.
Is it?
Yeah. So, anyways, Minnie. So that neediness, that is absolutely real. I can feel them trying to make you make you responsible for their own emotions here. And so there's something in your soul, your aura, that was just like, I don't like the way that feels. I don't know if that's the right response. And so that's exactly what Spirit shows me, is that detachment happening. But I do feel like Kathy was feeling as well that there is going to be a revisiting of this energy. Definitely have no attachments to outcome or expectations here, but just kind of be open in that space, because Spirit shows me that Greg is going to reveal himself by you being in a cool, calm demeanor, your own, kind of centralized focus state where you're not really pulling anybody else's energy to you. You're just in a very nice, beautiful state. And they show me that he's pretty much going to reveal himself. It's going to be through communication. He'll reach out and be like, oh, hey, long time no talk. Where have you been? Blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I think, you definitely could do better. Because honestly, I think it would be a really great energy and connection if Greg were ready and willing to own up to the emotional things that he has contributed to, created, etc. But there doesn't seem to be much accountability for that emotional sense of self. It seems like he's still busy scapegoating everybody else for his own emotions. So, and that's something, because you're so sensitive and pick up on other people, that's not the right energy that you need. It wouldn't be super conducive and beneficial for you. So best to just let that one flow. And if they want to go fix and change their energy, they can do that. But they can only come at you, and you can only reconnect if they've got changed behavior. So let it just be where it is right now. I'm sorry you were hidden on accident. We've got some other trolls in the chat, and Kathy clicked the button on accident. But if you do have any other messages in response, it should be taken away in just a few moments. Give it a few minutes, and it should be brought back, your access into the chat. So
yeah, I might have to figure out how to do that. So I'm just looking for it now so that we can unblock her, because it wasn't just hidden. It was actually, I think she was actually blocked, and that was totally my boo-boo there. So
okay, I think I did it. Mini-Me was unhidden by Dream.
Okay,
so
good.
That may have been it.
Okay. So it might just take a few minutes to appear. Perfect. Thank you. Hopefully she's able to come back. And if you can confirm that, Minnie, that would be great when you're allowed to message. Because I just want to let everybody know, if there are trolls here, guys, we're getting rid of you. We are blocking you. And we do not allow any of that nonsense on this page. So we may have to stop the Facebook. Oh, Mini Me's back. Okay, good. Yay. Sorry, Mini Me. I truly apologize. I just want to let people know that, if we keep getting the trolls on here, we're going to have to remove this from the Facebook feed, because now that we've blocked them off of YouTube, they're now starting to come on to the Facebook feed. And yeah, if this continues happening, we're just going to have to cut the show off of Facebook, because it just, you know what? Here's the bottom line, guys. Anybody who is messaging or putting, hey guys, I felt drawn to you, please message me for your free reading. I'm going to tell you right now, not only are they slime balls, saying that out loud, but they are, scam artists, frauds, people that will charge you up the butt for some sort of bull crap reading, all of that. So I'm just letting you guys know that we do block your ugly asses off of here, and that's the end of it. So there you go. Okay. And do not be fooled by these people. They are not picking up on your energy from some unknown bizarre source off of the internet. They are trolls and they are scam artists. And, if you do see them, you guys can report them too. So just letting you know. Okay. So as I went on my little tangent there.
Minnie, just in response to your question here, or call him out and say, I don't want this in and out thing. Well, yeah, definitely be very direct and clear with what you want or don't want. Calling him out is going to put him on the spot. And again, that's where I was telling you he's going to reveal himself. So if you do call him out, fully expect him to show his ass, so to speak, which you might see some very childlike reactions there, a little bit of immature things and some scapegoating going on where he's blaming you for whatever. So that could be a good way to approach it, to allow him to reveal himself or force him to in some way. Whenever we call somebody out, immediately our response is to be defensive. We're going to defend ourselves. We're going to defend an offense here. So I think that could be good. But again, the main energy I was feeling, as I was describing earlier, was it's just because you're in a calm state where you cannot be interrupted by him or someone like the likes of him, just because their energy is at a much lower frequency than yours, and you can't be super affected by that. So it'll be, I wouldn't worry too much about doing the right thing. It's going to happen automatically as long as you're in that nice, chill space.
Beautiful. So I hope that helped, Minnie. And I'm kind of glad that you were sort of, already sort of there anyway with him, because I you know what? You deserve better. You deserve somebody who's actually going to participate. That's what I feel. And I just feel like he's, back and forth enough that I don't even feel like it has anything to do. It's just him. So you're so welcome. I believe GD is next.
I've got Joe up next.
Oh, Joe up now. Okay, sorry, Joe.
Next. Then we've got GD, and then we've got Luna.
Okay.
And then just so you all are aware, those that are that haven't donated, are hanging out waiting for the lottery, we've got Cathryn, Will, Super Snea, Melody, and Esha on our lottery list. So if we do have time, we may be able to take one lottery here. But I do have your questions, those of you that I just listed off, so you don't have to type them anymore in the chat. Anybody else that's new and tuning in, please, if you would like a reading, put your first name, your zodiac sign or date of birth, and your question in the chats. I will put you on the lottery list, or if you're donating, I will put you on our donation list. You'll get priority for your reading. But next up, we've got Joe. My name is Jordani, Aquarius. My current boyfriend, Devante, has been acting very distant. He's a Pisces. What's going on? Should I leave?
No, not yet. I know it. I know it's hard because of the fact, especially Jordani, I'm an Aquarius too, so I get it. You know, when you're not getting that, again, that receptivity, it's very hard to, you know, stay within, or you're sort of in that place of, should I just move on, and am I wasting my time here? I don't get that with him. Okay, I do feel that you need to give him. I really feel there's a strong energy around him where it almost feels like he's being crushed in some way, and I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know if this is from work or external pressures of some sort, but when I'm tapping into him, I really feel like it's hard to breathe. And I don't know if he's got a lot of stuff going on. Again, I mean, I don't know, you know, what his personal, you know, things are, but it does feel like there's some sort of pressure. And I don't know if that pressure is being created by him, or if, you know, there's external pressures that are coming in. I just feel like, even though he is being distant, I just feel to take a little bit of a step back right now. And allow him, it almost feels like some breathing room. I do not feel that you are the cause of any of this. I don't feel that, you know, you've, the only thing that you may have possibly contributed to is like kind of asking, you know, what's going on? I feel like he's almost in this place. It's like that literal expression, the cat got his tongue, like he doesn't know what to say. It feels like there's some sort of internal pressures that he's really dealing with, or external pressures of some sort. They may or may not be known to you at this point, but you've been giving him more than enough space. Then I just feel like what you need to do is just say to him, look, you know, I don't know what's going on, but I am taking a step back, and you figure out what it is that you need to figure out. But I'm moving forward. And it doesn't mean that you're completely giving up on him, but he's either going to snap out of it. I still feel him coming back. Like, I still feel like this distance will dissipate in him coming towards you. All right. I do feel this. But something is going on with him, and I don't 100% know exactly what it is, but I do feel like there is a crushing energy. He's a father now, and his baby mom is an issue. Well, that could be very much where it's coming from, because it just feels like he's feeling pressure. He's feeling crushed. He's feeling, you know, and here's the thing is, the bottom line is, I feel that by maybe perhaps just being very blunt with him, because I feel like he wants to be within your energy, but he wants to have this relationship with you. I do feel that very strongly. But I feel like to some degree he's, you know, not have to make a choice between obviously his baby and you, but between, you know, where is he going to put some of his time? Like, he has to learn how to, you know, devote some of his time to you if he wants this relationship. And that might be something that you have to be very clear about as well. But again, I wouldn't put it in that you have to choose, you know, because obviously the baby's going to win. I mean, babies always win, right? But it's that matter of, look, if you can't put some time towards me, then I think we should end it. And I almost feel like he needs to have that little bit of a push. But what I am getting is externally, he is being very crushed. And I feel like this has, you know, been very difficult for him in some degree. I don't know if this woman is very demanding, or if she's expecting, you know, all kinds of participation in this, or what exactly is going on. I do not feel that they're together in any way. It just feels like this pressure that's being pushed on him at this moment. So she says he gets kind of antsy when I ask him what's going on, and if we spend time together, I've let him know if he couldn't put any time for me, I have to leave. Okay, good. Then you know what? Just take that step back for now and let him come to you. That's what I feel. And I do feel that he will, but just, you know, just kind of cut the communication. Like, don't message him, don't come towards him. Let him be the one that's coming to you.
Absolutely. We're going to move on here. I'll connect here with yourself as well. Is it Jordane or Jordani? I'm so sorry. I just saw the other A after the end there. So Jordane. Also, those of you watching on Facebook, and if you're watching on the I Want to Believe channel, Hearts Love Joe, I'm not seeing your questions here in the chat. Please pop on over to Oracle Intuition's page in the YouTube page, so that way I can get your questions here. I cannot moderate from all three channels. I can only do the one. So if you do want a question answered, please pop in over on the Oracle Intuitions chat. Thank you. Jordan A, sorry about that one, love. Okay, so right away, looking at the energy here with you and Devante, I do feel, Spirit shows me right away a sort of friction with the stability here in your connection. So things definitely feel up in the air, not fully grounded, rooted, anchored, etc. When I'm looking into Devante and where he is, it feels as if there is something opening up inside of him. Specifically, I'm asking Spirit about this. They're showing me that it's all about growth. They're showing me that it's a new level of consciousness that is happening. You said he just became a dad, I believe. Yeah, since the baby was born, things have been just downhill. See, there is a very deep core hitting growth that's happening with Devante right now. And Spirit does show me that consciousness is being stretched. So what this means is that there is more space to fill. And so whatever you're filled with, whether it's the emotions, the minds, the patterns, the habits, etc., they're going to soak up in that space. I know this is hard to follow. I'll make sense of it in a moment. They're going to soak up in that space, and then you become stretched very thin, and it's hard to kind of see everything. So imagine living life with like lens, like glasses, right? But for Devante, imagine those glasses being like striped and really hard to see out of right now. There are only small cracks that he feels that he can see right now, and he's not really seeing the full picture because he is so clouded by all these other things lingering and hanging onto him. Spirit shows me right now what he really needs is a friend, somebody who just sits there and talks to him and isn't going to judge him, isn't going to hold him, to just literally be there, to just listen. It's something so simple that he feels like he really needs. And I don't know if he'll be honest about that fully, if he's going to fully accept that. But when he does, he eventually will. There is going to be a little bit of a breakdown, I feel, some walls breaking down, some crying happening. It feels like this energy of holding the self back is not fully authentic to either of you. Sometimes, that can be a very authentic energy of like, I'm holding myself back because, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. Like in the perfect example with the reading we just had before with Minnie. Minnie was like, no. I'm going to hold myself. No. You're making me feel weird. This isn't cool. That felt authentic, but right now what Spirit keeps showing me is that this is not a fully authentic behavior, and it does have to do with outside influences. So you do have other sources kind of taking away from your own connection, but I'm going to agree with Kathy here that I would not just jump up and leave this connection. Spirit keeps showing me that there is going to be communication between the two of you that allows you to start, getting up on that same level where you can actually start seeing each other. But I really feel that first step is going to be reestablishing the base, the core, the foundation of your connection, which is you have to have that friendship. Any relationship, you have to at least be friends in some way, be supportive there. And that's really what Spirit keeps highlighting, because Devante is going through a very important, even spiritual transformation where an abundance of energy is just kind of flowing through him. He doesn't know what to do with it. He can't even make sense of it right now. So that's why talking with somebody that he really can open up to is huge. It's huge.
Yeah. The only thing that I feel in regards to, becoming too much of a friend is you don't want to be, the side patsy either. That, just being
Right.
the friend. And, because that can, be allowed to, turn into just a friend, or turns into a friends with benefits or anything like that. I feel definitely what Brandon said, be open, be willing to listen. but I do feel he has a hard time sometimes, like he struggles with his emotions, and I feel like he keeps a lot of things really down as well. And he doesn't open up all of that often. So you may have to be in that place, like we said, just take that step back. Don't completely give up on this relationship at this point, because I do feel the energy moving forward, but you also have to do what is going to be best for you as well. Yeah. So, that's going to be, he is going to be a little bit distant because he does have those responsibilities, of the baby. But there's the responsibility of the baby, and then being that responsibility for the baby mama, which he doesn't need to be responsible for. She can figure out her own life, right? She doesn't need him to change the light bulbs for her. And, if that's what's happening, that's where you may need to, take that step away. But I don't feel that is going on at that moment. Like, I don't feel, but she does put a lot of pressure on him. There's a lot of extra responsibilities that he does have. So, but I really would just kind of take that step back and do the things that are good for you right now, and let him sort this out. Okay.
Yeah. Don't take too personally what he is going through. Don't take that personal. It's not a reflection on you. It's just a reflection on where he is and how much he can keep up with in himself. And it has nothing to do with what he thinks about you. Yeah,
absolutely. So I hope that's helped, guys. And also, just so you guys know, we are, I'm not exactly sure who's next. Is it GD?
So next up is going to be, yes, GD, our Geneva here.
Okay.
If you're still with us. And then we've got Luna. And if there are any other donations, speak now. We're probably going to do one lottery, and then we'll have to cut the show so we can let Kathy rest her voice.
Yeah, because my throat is it's on fire, guys, and I need to rest it. So we're doing the best that we can. We can have a longer show, next time or whatever. But at this point, we just need to take I need to rest it. So I believe, Brandon, that you had said that you had picked up on something with GD already. Is that correct?
No.
Oh, okay.
Correct. No, I can definitely feel our Geneva here, but let me make sure that she is still in the chat before we connect here. Let's see, Geneva, Gemini, general reading for guidance. Okay, so GD, Geneva, if you are still here in the chat, please let us know. Also, Luna, you are up next. You are on deck. And then once we get to our lottery here, please sound off if you're in the chat, because I do have your question. Cathryn, Will, Sneha, Melody, Esha, Joanna, I've got you here as well. Again, if you are listening on Facebook, you're going to miss out on getting a question answered, because we need to have your questions over on YouTube. So please pop on over to the YouTube channel, Oracle Intuitions, click on our live, and then put your question, first name, and zodiac sign in the chat, and then you can be there. Joanna, please put your zodiac sign if you can, love. So I can put that with your question. And then Geneva, are you here? Luna, are you here? Just want to make sure we've got the people that have donated their chance to get their questions answered. Otherwise, we will have to move on.
Maybe they took
There we go. There's Geneva.
Oh, okay.
All right, Geneva. So Gemini, general reading for guidance. Let me just tap into your energy, see what I'm picking up here. Okay, so right away, Geneva, right away. Oh, good, our Luna's here too. I keep feeling it's almost like there is this dreaminess or this fantasy, and spirit keeps pulling in a bond of some kind. They keep showing me a very strong feeling bond that you have had recently. they're showing me that it's really affecting your energy. It's kind of pulling you in all different places. And I don't know if you've been daydreaming lately or kind of fantasizing about things, but they're kind of showing me this is all kind of circling you. I don't know if you have consciously made, no, you had to have consciously made this connection. Because they're showing me it's hitting you in multifaceted ways. It's kind of hitting that the chest and higher chest. They're showing me it's hitting the mind. They're showing me it's hitting the aura here. So let's see kind of what's important with this and what you need to know about it. So Geneva, have you, I don't know why, but it just feels like you're really stumbling onto something important as far as emotional connections in your life. Spirit keeps showing me that there were like people in your past that were just total letdowns with emotions. And for whatever reason, you're starting to find the importance of emotional communication in your life at this time. I don't know if that makes sense. I've been dreaming about him a lot. Oh, no,
Well,
sorry.
that's
Somebody else.
Yes.
They just keep placing importance on this emotional awareness that you've gone through. I keep getting this impression, Geneva, that you have had some kind of emotional intelligence your whole life, and Spirit just keeps showing me that it's like you kept connecting with people who were pulling you back or back down or away from going up in your emotional awareness and expressing it or being able to communicate it or have a mutually balanced connection with somebody. They're placing a lot of importance on this emotional aspect of self. So I'm not sure specifically what situation created or caused all of this, what triggered it. I thought I was surrounded by evil people. I mean, evil, I personally would not use the word evil, but definitely people who were drains on your energy 100%, because they were just people who kept trying to pull you back to their own spaces. And, you know, it wasn't as high. I'm not going to say that they are wrong or bad or evil. What I am going to say is that they were of a lower frequency than you. And because I feel that you have this heart that really wraps other people around that you like so deeply care, that care is misunderstood and mistreated by a lot of those other people. And again, it's because you're on such different frequencies and you've had to force yourself to lower yourself. Well, Spirit keeps telling me that for whatever reason, I don't know what clicked, snapped, changed, but you have decided to change that. And you really are working on either elevating yourself or putting better people around you so you do not have to feel these awkward, incongruent connections and off balance, off kilter things. So I thought I was a magnet to dark people, like I was a person to teach these people. I honestly, you know, I don't feel that that is something you have to do. You know, we don't have to do anything. But I think if you have a calling for that, and also if you have the space within yourself, if you're strong and feel secure and solid in yourself to help these dark people, you know, these difficult people, that is a totally noble, admirable, and commendable thing to do. Absolutely, 100%. At the end of the day, though, we always have to be our own hero. We always have to save ourselves. Otherwise, we're going to be codependent or reliant upon the person that saved us, you know, that kind of hero syndrome. And that's not ever going to lead anybody to full success. You got to serve to be that inspiration, the beacon, the lighthouse, if you will, to show people this is how you do it. If you don't want to feel the way you feel anymore, you're going to do this. And you be that beacon, you be that example. It's absolutely hard to find those people, Geneva. It 100% is. But look, you're among the same company right now. You know, we're generating that energy here. We're all kind of hanging out in a space, in a room together. And, you know, a lot of our listeners and viewers, aside from those trolls that Kathy was talking about earlier, a lot of our listeners have high vibrations too. You know, we're kind of creating that space. That's why I love when we're all gathered here together. It's such an awesome feeling. But hang in there, because it's obvious that the work is perceptible. You know, if I'm able to pick up on that and see that, then that means, you know, it's reaching other wires. Other people are seeing it. And what Spirit keeps showing me is to just keep having those emotionally intelligent conversations. And you'll find those people by just listening to the ways they communicate. Instead of somebody saying, hey, you are this. If you hear someone say, I feel like blah, 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 then you already know, oh, look, there's an emotionally aware person right there. So there are little keys, there are little triggers, there are little tells that you can start to notice. But please trust and believe, understand that it's coming clear across on your energy. You're in a really nice personal bond with your higher self and the physical self, the human self. So this is a really good space to be in. You've got a really great space to even be that teacher if you want to continue to be.
So sometimes when I tap into people, I get shown images, either, things that are around them, or possibly sometimes what happens is I get different tarot cards that appear in order to present their energy. Okay. Or present the guidance, maybe perhaps that, it is that they need to know about. So tapping into your energy, I received, 3 images that I kept coming through. One was the 8 of Swords, one was the 6 of Swords, and one was the High Priestess. So as Brandon had said about the higher self, so when the High Priestess comes through, this really does talk about that higher self. Now, as I put all of this together, when I was asking for the guidance from your spirit team, what I kept getting shown is that there is either a current energy or a near past energy of that 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords is really being restricted by our own possible mental thoughts, or our own beliefs, or our own internal system, in some way. Most of the time, it's not a true restriction. Like, it's not a true entrapment. It's something that we're feeling, restricted by. And I feel like that there was some possible mindsets or some possible thinking that had held you in the past to this 8 of Swords energy. So then when I was shown that 6 of Swords, what that actually talks about is the 6 of Swords is about moving from a place of it, chaos or entrapment, or a place that isn't in the most positive space, into the flow of things. So what I'm getting shown by this, especially with this High Priestess, comes up, at the end of so I've got the 8 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, and the High Priestess. What it really shows and talks about is you going from this, sorry, I'm losing my voice. Hang on. I was nothing like sounding like a chipmunk. Okay. It's going from this place of being bound, being restricted, to starting to move with the flow of energy. So you're releasing these thoughts. You're now following, or you're about to follow, or spirit is asking you to follow your inner self. Nobody needs to, there's no, what's the best way to say this? There's no need to be restricted by your thoughts. I know that, I believe you're a Gemini. Did she say she okay. So sometimes that duality of thinking, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do, it can kind of bind you as well, because there is that, the dual thought that is coming through. And I did kind of get that energy of the scales. It's like, do I do this? Do I do this? Which is the best balance? And that can kind of overwhelm you at times as well. But what I'm getting now is spirit is really literally showing me, they're now showing me the crown chakra coming through. So what they're saying here is, when you are in this place of that restriction, allow your crown chakra to open, allow that chakra system to really start flowing. So if you need to, even if you need to do perhaps a chakra meditation, there's 1,100 million of them on YouTube. Look for something that's, quick and easy, just to kind of quickly open up that crown chakra. Sometimes what I do is I'll play them at night, especially if I'm in a place where I'm feeling, I just need, some extra chakra opening for myself, or maybe, I feel a little bit out of balance. I might play them while I'm sleeping, because there are 8-hour ones too, just look for what's best for you. But I do feel like by allowing that crown chakra to open and allowing that energy to literally flow through from the crown to the soles of your feet, you will really start to see that flow coming through. All right. That flow is starting to come through, and it's like going from the rocky waters to the smooth and calm waters. And this was the message that I kept getting for you from Spirit. So I truly hope that that has helped. And sorry that I sound like a chipmunk.
We'll give you a break. You got some things going on.
Yeah.
Awesome. That was beautiful. Good.
Yeah, I hope it's helped, Geneva. I truly do. I hope that gave you some sort of, and again, it's just about balancing the chakras. Do some meditation work, maybe perhaps even yoga. Do something that makes you feel good. I mean, I'm only giving you things that, sometimes I do, or things that can't help, as you move on. But do the things that are good for you, or the things that you enjoy, because even through that process alone, it really helps open up the chakras and allows that flow to happen.
Yeah, this makes so much sense, because I keep feeling that, Geneva, you need to be doing some good research at this time, and doing chakra meditations always brings in these like claircognizant moments, these downloads, these streams of information, and then you start getting drawn to certain books and certain teachings, and it's beautiful. So now, the research, putting your nose in a book, doing some deep meditations, like Kathy was saying, that's going to be primo with helping solidify this place that you have right now.
That high priestess, is really showing up for me. So it's all about the intuition. Allow things to, just be presented to you, perhaps. Especially as you're saying, I have a really hard time with the crown chakra. You know what? Sometimes that's literally just allowing, just allow the messages to come through. But I do feel you connecting with your higher self. And I think that you had said that as well, Brandon, that higher self really coming through as well.
Really good relationship and bond there. That's happening. It's great.
Okay. Perfect.
Thank you, Geneva. Glad to have you in today.
And I believe Luna is next and last for the donations.
Yes, our Luna.
Miss Luna.
All right. So Eliza, Gemini. What is Gilbert's Virgo thoughts on us, and if there is a future? So Eliza, Gemini, and Gilbert, Virgo.
Okay. Okay, I'm not sure why, Luna. I'm kind of feeling a bit of a disconnect here. Have you guys spoken recently, or has there been some sort of communication lately? If you can just kind of, if you don't mind just responding to that, because it just, I don't know why, but it just feels like there's a little bit of, I'm not sure if this is a disconnect exactly, or if it's just, an adjustment of getting onto the same page with each other. Okay. Shifted in what way? Sorry, honey. If you can just, I'm going to tell you what I get though. Oh, they have not spoken. Okay, that's where that disconnect is coming through. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. With his energy, it's interesting, and sometimes I don't remember readings, from week to week, that kind of thing. But what I get from him, I feel like there's this energy of him trying to step forward, trying to, I'm going to be honest, it feels like he's trying to find the guts, to come forward. I want to know if it's something worth holding on to, or should I move forward? Here's the thing. When people ask this, okay, if somebody is not giving you what it is that you're desiring out of a relationship, it's always time to move forward. It never stall yourself, never put yourself in this place of waiting. Okay. Never. Because if you're in this place of waiting, you're going to be waiting. Does that make sense? If you're moving on with your life and just doing things for you, that opens the doors for energy. Okay. So, there's nothing wrong with dating somebody else unless you're in a committed relationship, right? If you're not in a committed relationship, what the hell are you waiting for? Right? If that makes any sense. What I do get from him though, is it almost feels like he's trying to literally, excuse my language, he's trying to find the balls to come forward. And I don't know what that hesitation is. I'm not exactly sure. It almost feels like he wants to. It's like, literally, I'm being shown you here and he's here, and he's like jumping here and jumping here and jumping here and like around you, almost trying to get the attention of your energy, even if he's not coming forward or even if he's not saying anything at this point. It's like he's trying to figure out a way to present himself. Is he in school, or is there something to do with education going on here? Or I'm literally being shown like some sort of either library or university. I almost feel like there's a learning aspect, and I don't know if he's in school and learning or if he is trying to learn how to be, somebody who has balls. I'm trying to figure that out. Because I'm really being shown like a library or like education research of some sort. It's almost like he's trying to, find this. He's in school. Okay, well that makes a lot of sense. Then this is probably why I'm being shown this, because it does feel like he's. He's trying to find a way to present himself, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if this is somebody that I don't feel that you should wait. And it's not because of the fact that I don't feel that he will come forward or anything else. I just literally feel like the more that you're putting yourself on hold for him, the more that it's going to take for him to present his energy. And I almost feel like there's an element within him that almost knows that when he does contact you, things will go smooth and things will, move ahead. And I almost feel like energetically putting a little bit of fear into him by going out and doing things on your own, because it once you detach that energy from him, once you basically say, okay, well, you know what? You're over there. I'm going to go do here. And you will see that energy, start to more illuminate more. It will start coming through. It will start presenting itself. But I feel like you do need to start disconnecting, not again because he's not going to present himself, but because of the fact that he almost has this, I want to say like that a little bit of arrogance on him, but also, because he's trying to find the balls to come forward, right? So there's this dual energy that's happening with him. And I feel like once you just kind of go, okay, you go figure you out, I'm going over this way, that's where things start to change. Yeah. And she says that is something I thought about, and no, it'll open up doors for me. 100% it will. Like I can't stress that even more. Absolutely. That will happen. I just want to say hi to Heather. Hi, Heather. It's been so good to see you. Thank you for coming onto the show. But Luna, I truly hope that helps, because this is what I'm being told. It's almost as though as soon as he feels that disconnect from you, that cutting off, that those cords being cut, whatever it is, there he is. Then he suddenly finds his balls again. There you are.
Yeah, I'll have to second here. There's a couple things that Kathy was saying, that I was actually even getting as well, word for word. But the energy definitely feels like it's in this kind of weird, undefined space. Spirit does show me that there's like this need for a breakdown and analyzation of all the pieces, components, and parts, you know, as if it has to, all the bricks have to be taken down so it can be rebuilt again. And in fact, when I'm looking into Gilbert's thoughts, feelings towards you, I do feel Gilbert feeling unsure or confused about how solid he feels in the connection, how solid he even feels in himself. Like Kathy was saying, you know, does he got a pair or what's going on? And that is just a space. It's just a defining time in his life, you know, where these questions are becoming prevalent and they are starting to be answered at a deeper or more core value kind of space. So I did want to take the liberty of asking Spirit what he wants, what are his intentions with you? And they do show me that what he really does want, you know, is the strong, impenetrable bonds, you know, emotional relationship with you that, you know, cannot falter. But here's the thing. He himself is not even in that space. So how can he expect your relationship together to be that if he's not there? So this is an interesting situation that, you know, it is honestly, you both in this connection, it is going through a transformation. Sorry. But what is hard for me to say, and Kathy said it, and it's just so hard for me to say, is that you might need to bring in some fear into him. And that's exactly what Spirit was showing me as well. You know, he might need to be called out. He might need to know that, you know, he could easily lose you. But also I keep hearing that it could be important for him to know that he could be stunning your growth if you keep lingering around and kind of waiting on him and waiting for him. Because I feel for whatever reason, if he were to really understand the concept of, oh my God, I could be holding her back from like getting and achieving her own higher potential. Like I did not mean to do that. Something I feel will like really click in his brain once he gets it. The question is, you know, are you going to allow your energy to be drained for him to get it? Or are you going to take the actions and steps you need now to feel secure now for your own self? Like Kathy said, if you have to ask, you know, if somebody's worth it. One, I always say, I don't answer that because I don't define your worth and I don't define the worth of others in your life. You know, what's valuable to me is not going to be the same for you and vice versa. So I can't tell you what is worth or what not, because I can't define that value. I will never be you. I'll never be in your body with your past and your name and your life and your experience. So I can't fully ever know. But do I feel that, I'll tell you this, I do feel Gilbert really has a great head on the shoulders. I feel success in his own life in the future. And I do feel that eventually in his life, he's going to be in that space to share in a healthy, you know, balanced, loving relationship. So it's all in how much you want to continue to invest. And I do feel, you know, what is it? Both, it's a Virgo and Gemini. So you're both sharing Mercury. So you got opposite sides of the planet, which can totally rub each other the wrong way and be a little bit friction like. But it really has to be made aware, like, yo, we can't continue this anymore. And if it does, it's okay. I'm just not going to be around. Because, you know, I don't want my growth to be stunted by you and whatever's going on. Like you've got to do your own growing. But if you do want to, then I'm happy to, you know, go through this together in a complementary way. So that decision does have to rest on you. But Kathy and I think, have shown you the energy here, and you should be equipped to see what's happening.
I hope that's helped, honey. Truly does. So we're going to be, because my voice is really starting, my throat is really, really sore. I think we can do one lottery. And you guys, please understand, you know, we are here every Wednesday, 6:00 p.m. So if we did not get you this time, we will most definitely try to get you next time. You know, if you did subscribe to the channel, please don't unsubscribe, because it does change the YouTube algorithms. I can't speak. Just, you know, there are so many other different things that come through on this channel. And so I hope it's helped. Brandon, where can people reach you if they want a reading?
hop on over to thedreamteacher.com, set up an appointment there. You can explore my services, download some hypnosis, shoot me a message if you need, all over at thedreamteacher.com.
And if you guys want a reading with me, my readings are live. They're usually through, video chat or through phone, whichever, is better for you. But they are an hour long. You can get all of the information on my Facebook page. You can contact me through Instagram or through my website at oracleintuitions.com. So who is the lucky winner for tonight?
All right, so we have got some people that have not responded in the chat. So we're just going to call numbers until somebody responds. So make sure you are quick with your keys. As soon as you hear your number, let us know you're here. Otherwise, we'll move on quick to the next person so we can give Kathy the much needed rest that she needs tonight. So here is the lottery list. All right, we've got 1 through 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're missing 1. Who's the one we're missing? Look at all of our quick keys here. Cathryn, Joe, Will.
I just want to say, if you guys are watching through Facebook, unfortunately, Brandon can't see your messages through there. So make sure that you go to the Oracle Intuitions page. Make sure you click subscribe. We may not be able to get you in this time, but for next time, you will be alerted when we do go live through Facebook. So.
All right. Yes, please be able to do so, because that's important. All right. Our number is, are you ready?
You betcha.
Number two.
Will.
That is our Will.
Will, we haven't seen you in so long.
It's been a while. I'm glad.
Yeah.
All right. Will is saying is, of course, Taurus, and would like a general reading. Also said, how's it going, y'all?
It's going good, Will. It's good to see you. Okay, so you've been putting a lot of effort and a lot of work into either one thing or numerous things. I almost feel like I almost feel like your focus is a little bit divided. You might be working on one thing and over here I feel several or at least 2 things that are possibly happening at this time that you're starting to place some focus on. I keep hearing the one thing that keeps coming through from your spirit guides, from your team. Please don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Don't lower yourself for whatever it is. I don't know. Did you recently meet somebody or possibly meet somebody kind of romantically, or maybe that you thought that there could have been some sort of romantic energy possibly with, because I do feel that this either happened or is about to happen in some way. But again, the one thing that I keep hearing for you directly is do not compromise. Don't compromise yourself. I feel like you're really going through this energy here where you're really starting to learn about will. You're really starting to learn your strengths, learn your weaknesses, there's like a balance coming through here. I feel that there are some energies here that you are a little bit disappointed within yourself. And Spirit is saying, don't let those discourage you from moving forward. Maybe that particular thing isn't for you, but you have so many, don't focus on the thing that you may not be able to do, because there's so many things that they're trying to present to you or that are going to be presented to you on the positive that are going to tip the scale the other way. So it's almost as though there's this energy of putting too much focus in on something that may have been discouraging for you, or maybe you felt that you were just, I almost want to say kind of like a realization of some sort or whatever it is. But Okay, you've been feeling down lately. And it does feel like what Spirit is saying, don't place the focus of that energy onto that one element, or those other elements, because there's so much here that's about to tip the scale the other way. And it's literally like, have you been like, I'm literally seeing weights going on to the other side of the scale. So I don't know exactly what that means or what that means for you, but it's like there's maybe something really small on this side, but you're placing too much focus in on it, so it's pushing that scale down this way. But I'm literally seeing like heavy weights coming and pulling the scale down to the positive side, which is what it is that you are to be focusing in on. Like, focus again on your positive qualities, your positive traits, all of these beautiful things that you have to share to the world. And don't let these little things that you're placing that energy on, weigh you down. So focus in on this. And I'm literally seeing like weights that you get from a gym being put onto the scale, because they're really trying to pull that positive energy to you. And again, I do feel like either somebody has either presented themselves or is about to present themselves. I keep hearing August. So if they haven't presented themselves, this could be coming through in that energy of August. It almost feels like somehow you're going to be meeting somebody that I feel could be special to you, or develop some sort of friendship relationship with. I'm not going to say 100% at this point that this is going to be a romantic relationship off the bat or anything like that. I do feel like there is a mutual connection, a mutual respect, and you guys will start to really, truly enjoy each other's company. And it feels like this could be the slow start of some sort of relationship down the line, but I do feel that it's starting off as a friendship. And I actually feel like you guys are both going to be bringing each other up, or putting some sort of encouragement and support into each other that can really, truly help further down the line in regards to some sort of relationship. So that's what I keep getting.
Yeah, I remember connecting with that a while ago. I can still feel that energy there. But the one thing Spirit keeps pulling me to right now is this very clear feeling within yourself. Well, I swear you have no idea how beautiful your energy is. Like,
Yeah.
it's almost like you're totally blinded to it. Like, you can't even see yourself, because there's a lot of pressure I feel you put on yourself. And I think it's to be, either a specific way or some type of way, or, a certain way that'll draw in or draw other people into you. There's nothing that you have to do. There's nothing you have to be other than you, because your energy is just beautiful, man. Like, you have this sense of warmth and expansion, this feeling of like emotional harmony about you. And I almost feel like, by defining yourself based on the desire, needs, and attention of others, it just immediately takes a drain on your energy. So it's really important right now. What Spirit keeps showing me is, I don't know if you're still in school or what you're doing, but they keep showing me putting your head in books right now, and like either studying, research, or kind of like we were talking about earlier, doing some meditation downloads or things like that. Because you have to start elevating that consciousness so you can see yourself from above and see what Kathy and I see. Because I think your own perception is kind of pulling you back down. It's great to be grounded, right? Taurus power. Yeah. It's great to be grounded and a people of the earth. But if you get too grounded, you can't even move underneath the ground, like you get stuck. And I kind of feel like that's where you keep getting yourself, is like, you are putting in work, you are putting in the effort, but you're almost digging yourself into that ground a little bit deeper. And again, it's great to be grounded, but you've got to see that elevated space. That's really going to change your own energy. The level of consciousness is really the focal point here. So any books that we can recommend, Kathy, anybody in the chat, that talks about seeing yourself from that heightened perspective, giving yourself an objective view of the world. The first thing that I can think of, and I feel like I have said it on the show before, is Power versus Force by Stephen Hawkins. It is, oh no, I'm sorry, David Hawkins, excuse me. I always switch it up because obviously Stephen Hawkins is a person too, but it's I believe David R. Hawkins. He's the one that actually developed that consciousness map, which is really, really brilliant. That's the first one I can think of right now. But it just feels really important that you need to see yourself from an elevator perspective, because you don't even know how beautiful your energy is. And, defining yourself on anything else other than that is always going to push you further into that grounding and kind of keep you feeling like you're stuck and down still. So you got to elevate that perspective right now and do a bunch of research, continue doing your research. God, if you haven't listened to Brene Brown or read any of her books,
Brene Brown has a really good YouTube, Netflix on right now.
Yeah.
Or even just, checking into the vulnerability, all of that. I really love her stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to agree. Like, honestly, Will, I just feel like it's almost like you're at this beginning of getting to know you. And as you're getting to know you, you're going to really start to see the energy that Brandon and I have both felt with you. I just feel like, don't place the attention on the things that you can't change, or that maybe perhaps, are just not meant for you. It would be kind of like
other people. Don't focus on the things that are important to other people.
Yeah. It'd be kind of like me saying, well, I want to grow wings and fly. That's never going to happen. And if I was to sit there and get upset and depressed about it, it's not, I can't change it. Do you know what I mean? And so what Spirit really wants you to know is really to focus in on those beautiful things that you do have inside of you. And once you start doing that, you're going to really truly see yourself expand and ascend and all of these things, coming through. I'm getting one last message. Don't wrap your energy around, for whatever reason. I don't know if this is coming up or if this has occurred recently or current. It may be coming up energy, which is why I'm getting this last message. I'm also hearing here, don't involve yourself in chaos or dysfunction that's not yours. Like if some sort of external chaos and dysfunction. It literally came in just a second ago, and I feel like I need to present that to you because I don't know exactly what exactly is happening. Either, again, whether this is current energy or it's coming up. All right. But I feel like that was a direct message from Spirit, is saying, don't wrap your energy around that. Just, just let it go, walk away from it. And, whatever, it is what it is. So, I did not mean to do that. I'm going to hide this person.
Well, they're on blast now. Everybody knows who the scammer is.
So anyway, guys, when you guys see these bullshit messages, I'm going to put this up. Okay, we're going to call out this asshole. So there we go. When you see people like this shit coming up on people's pages or lives, just so you know that they are absolutely scam artists. They are thieves. They will take your money. They will run your credit cards. They will do nasty, horrible things to you, and probably your money and your energy and whatever else. So there we go. We're going to get rid of them. Hopefully I don't block somebody else again. That
I know. My goodness.
But, anyway, so that kind of nonsense we absolutely do not tolerate, just so you guys know. And we
energy clear here. So
what's that?
We like to keep this energy clear here, so that when you all come hang out with us, we're in a good.
You guys are more than welcome to also report them so that they actually get kicked off of Facebook.
Yeah,
okay, their IP will be removed. Will, that could be family. Yes. I mean, if that's what's resonating with you, then, you know, it very well could be. You're going to have to take that as it resonates with you. Okay. And again, this could be upcoming or it could be current. Maybe
I
both.
don't think Mandy was needing to be blocked.
What's that?
I think Mandy was genuinely here looking for readings and stuff.
Okay.
We got to take away Kathy's block button, yo. We need our moderator back.
Yeah, no kidding. Kathy's a little bit too trigger happy with her block. All right, guys. Hey, listen, we gotta go because my throat is killing me, and I hope that this has helped everybody. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We will be here next Wednesday. We truly love and your support. All of the things that you guys bring to us and this channel is so appreciated all of the time. Make sure that you guys check out your weekly readings that appear on my channel, the Zodiac readings every week. That was so eloquent. And on Sundays, make sure you tune in for our live show where we do bring on different spiritual guests. So I'm hoping to have a really amazing one this Sunday. Not that they're not all amazing, but this is somebody that you may all recognize. We're hoping to bring them on. We will. So I don't want to announce it yet. So because I still have to, finalize everything and whatever. So thank you so much for watching. And Brandon, thanks for everything.
Of course.
Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you too. I love sharing this space with you.
You too, honey. All right, guys. Many blessings. Take care. Have an amazing week.
Bye, everybody.